Hey guys, welcome back and welcome to the lab. Today we're going to be talking about gin. MBBDB? Wait, you're supposed to be saying something else. I want to talk first about the botanicals that go in our gin. So we've got 5. We've got juniper, we've got coriander, we've got angelica root, we've got licorice root, and we've got orange peel. And so those 5 botanicals are what's going to make up the complex flavors that you have in our Midwestern dry gin. The main ingredient in any gin, juniper. If you pinch one inside, that's where that characteristic like piney note, and you think, both people think of gin, they think, oh, it's pine tree, it's this and this. I think poorly made gin is gonna taste like a pine tree. Well-made gin is gonna have that nice, refreshing pine. The next most important is gonna be coriander. So coriander and juniper are probably in most every gin you've ever had. Those two play really well together. Coriander gives a lot of nice citrus flavor, even though it is the seed for the cilantro plant. So it is gonna be combining with the juniper to kind of start the backbone of what is a good gin. This guy right here, this is the angelica root. So angelica root, that honestly works together with everything else in the distillation process to kind of make them taste more like themselves. Then we have licorice root. When I say licorice, most of the time people think black licorice or that anise flavor. It's not that flavor. It is actually really, really sweet. And so kind of balances it out with the alcohol. And then we have a little orange peel, just to kind of brighten up some of the citrus that comes from the coriander and just add a little like nice bright orange characteristic. So it just takes 5 balanced well together to make a really good gin. And now let's distill it. Oh, that was just so cheesy. But this is a test still I like to utilize. It's a really good way to test out different flavors. So today, essentially what I'm gonna be showing you is how I would distill a very, very small batch of gin. And so what I'm gonna start out with, let's have a beaker here that has a blend of wheat, neutral spirit, and some water. And so when I say neutral spirit, that's a spirit that's distilled to greater than 190 proof. It means it doesn't have a whole lot of other flavors. It really has no other flavors. That's why it says neutral, but it makes a really good vehicle for the botanicals. So all those botanicals I was talking about earlier, those are gonna get distilled in this because I don't want this to impart any flavor at all to those botanicals. I really want those botanicals to shine. So in a nutshell, this little still is very similar to the 500-gallon gin still that we have on our production floor. It's just a 500 milliliter size. So it allows me to do a lot of little tests or things like that to kind of see how some flavors were combined and get a decent idea of how it's gonna work. The next thing we have to do is turn on the heating mantle. I usually do it from the other side, so it's a little confusing. This is all for you guys. But what I'm doing here is I'm heating this up. I'm gonna heat up what is essentially the pot of the still. It's gonna take all those botanicals, all the neutral spirit, kind of get it to a low simmer. And then what it's gonna do, it's going to let the vapor come up here. Vapor is gonna cruise this way. It's gonna go through. In here, I've got water flowing through this. It's gonna condense it back into liquid, and then I'll collect it over here. And what I have here is not the actual finished gin. It's gonna be a kind of high proof version of that, and then I'll cut that down to proof, and that's what to be the gin that we're gonna drink. All right, we did it. We made some gin. And so now that we're done, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this off. I'm gonna take what I collected here, add some purified water, and give it a taste, right? Oh, and here we are. So I've got a glass here of the gin that we just made. It's just like our Midwestern dry gin. And so I'll just give it a quick nose. And right there, the first thing I can smell is the juniper, and that's the whole goal behind a gin. It's really want it to be there, but then it's got the citrus coming, both the coriander and the orange peel kind of coming in there. Can't really smell the licorice. It's not gonna come across. Maybe a little bit of hint on the backbone, a little bit of that angelica root that was there, but it really just ties the others together. And that's where, right, that taste, on the taste, you can get, like the juniper is married perfectly with the coriander, comes in right with the angelica root, kind of get in the background, almost like this, I get like a hint of melon. Not like bright melon, but like this like almost earthy melon that kind of comes with that. That's really in the harmony. And then a hint, just a little bit of sweetness that comes in from the licorice root. So, you know, honestly, for making it on a little still, this just turns out pretty great. But yeah, that's kind of a little insight into what it is to make our Midwestern dry gin here at Rieger Company. So if you like this video or videos like it, just hit the like and subscribe.